Hello class, and welcome to section 4.4, which is about solving equations with division and multiplication. Same rules as yesterday are going to apply. Our number one goal, always when solving equations, is going to be to get the variable by itself. So we need to look and see what is stopping the variable from being by itself. In this case, it's the 6 that's stopping the variable from being by itself. The 6 is being multiplied with x, so to get rid of that multiplication, we need to do the opposite and divide. Again, if I do it to the left side, I've got to do it to the right side, so I end up with my answer of x is equal to 8. Once again, just like yesterday, you can take your answer and plug it back in, and 6 times 8 does indeed equal 48, so we know that we have the right answer. Go ahead and try this one on your own. In order to solve, we need to divide both sides by 3, which is going to give us n is equal to -5. Again, we can double check. 3 times -5 is indeed equal to -15, so it checks out. Now we're going to look at a word problem. We've got a zoo charges $12.50 for daily admission. In 1 hour, they made a profit of $675 from admissions. How many people entered the zoo during that hour? So we need to think about how we're going to set it up. When we are charging things, this is $7.50 per person. Per or each is going to be something that should indicate to you multiplication. So we're going to have $12.50 times x, because we don't know how many people there are, and that's going to equal our total profits, which is $675. Go ahead and finish solving this problem on your own. We're going to divide both of these by $12.50, and we find out that that gives us 54 tickets. So there were 54 tickets sold within that hour. Next one we're looking at, we've got x divided by 7. You might also see this written out as x divided by 7. Both of these mean the exact same thing. In order to get rid of the 7, which is stopping x from being by itself, we're going to go ahead and multiply this time to get rid of that 7. If I multiply one side by 7, I'm going to have to multiply the other by 7, so I end up with an answer of 84. Again, you can check that answer by plugging it back in. 84 divided by 7 is indeed going to give me 12. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Multiplying both sides by 19, I end up with p is equal to 76. Another word problem, we've got 1/4 of a class prefers vanilla ice cream to chocolate. If 7 people prefer vanilla, how many people are in the class? So if we read this carefully, it says 1/4 of the class. If we're talking about fractions, that means we're talking about division. So we're taking our class and we're cutting it into 4 pieces, one of the 4 of them, which is going to be 7. So x, the class, divided into 4 pieces, and those pieces are each going to be in groups of 7. Go ahead and finish solving this problem on your own. Multiplying both sides by 4, we end up that 28 people are in the classroom. Last thing we're going to talk about is how to deal with fractions. Fractions actually involve both division and multiplication. The numerator tells you what you are multiplying by, and the denominator tells you what you're dividing by. So we're going to have to get rid of both of those pieces in order to get our variable by itself. We're going to start by getting rid of the denominator. So that means dividing by 4. So to get rid of dividing, we're going to multiply by 4. So that took care of the 4. So we still have 3 times v, because our numerator tells us what we're multiplying by. So we've got 3 times v is equal to 24. We still don't have our variable completely by itself, so now we're going to have to divide by 3 to get rid of the multiplying by 3. So that's going to give us v is equal to 8. Again, you can always check your work here by plugging it back in. 3 times 8 is 24. Divided by 4 is going to equal 6, which is the original answer that I started with. Go ahead and try this one on your own. In order to solve, the first thing I need to do is multiply by the 8 to get rid of that division. Once I do that, I get 7v is equal to 168. Dividing both of those by 7 to get rid of my multiplication, I end up with v is equal to 24. If you have questions about this or anything else from the lesson, please let me know when you get to class.